Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, buddy. You know it's lightweight. Lightweight, baby. And it's time to bleed. It's going to be me and the sensei holding y'all down this evening, man. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Stormy, what's good, bro?
Salute, man. Hanging in there. Salute to the chat, everybody. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. We had a brilliant night of boxing. Let's see who's in the building. Shemaine Callahan. Uh-oh. What just happened? Uh-oh. My screen went blank for no reason. Shemaine Callahan, King Jr., Dwayne Jones, Mark Booker, Macados, Mac of the South, salute, Jelly Bean, Cooking with Sir, what up? DP Rocker, Kyler Dukes, Daniel Mitchell, Big Homie Coop, Pablo Escobar, Bumpy Thompson in the building, Daniel Mitchell, Beach Instrumental, salute, He Who Greets with Fire, salute. Who we got? DOG, DP Rocker, Dill Spooley, Stephen Zen. You know what, Stormy? Before I get to some boxing, because I definitely want to get to some boxing. Yesterday was a good night. I was doing a lot of running around, but I was able to make it. Caught some of the replays. Bruce Goes, salute. But this morning, yeah, smash the like button, man. This morning, Rasheed Walk, salute. It was brought to my attention. I mean, everyone's talking about it, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Alpo Martinez was shot and killed last night. Alpo Martinez. For those of you that don't know, I'm going to give you the short version because I'm really going to go into boxing. For a long time, in New York, you didn't even speak this guy's name. All right? For those of you that don't know, the crack era in the 80s, when it struck New York hard, that was him. That was him. And I'm not going to get into the specifics. There's a ton of videos out. Judah, salute. Ton of videos out. All the research. You know, do it yourself. All right? He was murdered last night. Here are my thoughts. Tone Brown, salute. Here are my thoughts. AJ, before you start celebrating these hustlers, pick up a effing book, read it. I just told you what this guy did to my city. All of those names you mentioned, research it. Stop celebrating ignorance. These cats are not heroes, man. They're not. They just moved the most product and made the most money at the expense of their own people. Okay? He tore Harlem up. Tore it up. Did his bid, came out, and eventually all the nonsense caught up to him. Right up there with those hustlers you said you idolized. Thanks to what you said, AJ, you got kids in the UK that were just born like in 2000 that have no idea who those names are. And now they picked up the internet. I would say pick up a book, but that goes, I'm showing my age. They just hit Google. Who are these people that my idol AJ, who I aspire to be like, who are these people that he idolizes? I never heard Usyk say he idolized some Russian or Ukrainian gangster. I never heard Lennox Lewis say anything like that. Hasim Rahman, never heard them say anything like that. Never heard Shannon Briggs say anything like that. But you? Well, one of the guys that are right up there along those lines got murdered last night in New York. Dead. Dead in jail. Is that not what your parents said to you? I just wanted to say, Diana Brand, salute. I just wanted to make sure I said that loud enough so you can hear it. I don't celebrate ignorance, man. As far as it'll go is what in the 90s? I listened to Onyx. I didn't live it. Did y'all catch that? I can watch a gangster movie, but I don't live it. I come from an era where it was, if you lived in a bad neighborhood, you didn't mention it. It was sort of like embarrassing. You never, if you can avoid saying, yo, where you're from, you avoided it. You don't celebrate ignorance. The cat that does a 25-year bid that comes home, why is he celebrated? Unless he's coming back and saying, yo, look, I'm back. I made it. Kids, don't be me. No, AJ want to come out and say, oh, yeah, I follow the hustlers. There's no UK hustlers. You could have said, you had to say hours, 2 minutes in America, and now you're idolizing Jeff Port, not Ford, Port. You dummy. And when I got this news, I was like, wow. Honestly, it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time. He was out and about, showing his face in the street. I said, okay. All right. I guess whatever he did, whoever he had a problem with, either long gone or don't care. And as soon as I thought it, look what happened. You don't play in the streets because the streets play back. I doubt they're going to find who did it. I doubt that they're even looking hard. Doubt it. He came back to Harlem after it got gentrified, okay? He came back hanging around like nothing happened. The dirt you do follows you. Maybe the safest place for him was in prison. I don't know. But I felt compelled to explain this because although AJ didn't mention that man's name, that man was right up there with the names he mentioned as far as tearing the neighborhood up. That's the result. AJ, your damn father was in the ring when Andy Ruiz whooped your ass. Not any of the gangsters you mentioned. Cut it out, man. Cut it out. Stop it. Stop celebrating ignorance. Kids that idolized you heard that. Dummy. So that's what's going on in New York. This guy got killed. They ain't find who killed Biggie. They ain't find who killed Tupac. What makes you think they're going to find who killed Alpo? Good luck. It's ridiculous, man. You got anything on that, Stormy, if anything?
Not really. I didn't know that guy, but you know what? There were guys like him all across America, and for him and others who have been brought down, you know, and not taken down when they should have been to start the things that they did that horrified our communities. I'll just, you know, reiterate the words of our brother BFTB. That's what's up.
And there you have it. There you have it.
And anybody that want to be like that, because, you know, we are already several steps, if not generations, behind other people in the world. And that's nothing to be proud of. Some of it is self-induced. Some of it is been, brought to what we experience by the PTB, I call it. But at the same time, some of us are even more, the word I want to use, we are at our own worst, and don't want to be better. How in the hell does someone not want to be better in life? You can get up and go to work, no matter how great or how small your occupation may be, and there's people hating on you because you do that. You're just trying to provide for your family. And there's people that will harm you because you do that and don't have any feeling about it. So if someone is out there and they're trying to prevent you, your family, your friends, colleagues, associates, or whatever from being the best that they can be, my feelings and thoughts toward that are very extreme, because none of us asked to be here, but we here. And you have to make the most out of what you do while you're here. So if someone wants to stand in line of that, or someone wants to try to create a narrative of how that will play out for you, meaning trying to take control over your life in the most negative of manner, why should I feel like, ingratiated to an entity like that? So, hey, and like you said, some of the best of us are no longer around due to influences like that. And as long as someone from where we exist is trying to do their best, you best believe there's always a source and an entity that's trying to prevent that. So it's a battle every day, constant battle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're working against several different entities, and then the most aggravating one is when you hear what AJ said. That's the part where we're working against ourselves. That's the most annoying part. We're working against so many entities. Being a person of color, all right, I'm black and I'm a man in this world, so I got a lot of shit on my shoulders as it is. But my shoulders are built for carrying, and I'm just used to so many different things. All right. I'm used to being the villain when I point out things that are obvious. I'm used to it. I'm used to watching the norm and doing the opposite and being ridiculed for doing the opposite. I'm used to having my own opinion and people not liking it. I'm used to it. I'm used to being called names. I'm used to it. But what I will never get used to is when I see people that look like me work against the grain, celebrating ignorance. I will never get used to that. I will never get used to that. If it's music, I could turn music off. I could turn a movie off. The music and the movies, they don't dictate my behavior. They never have. I've listened to it. I've listened to it all. In the NWA, Onyx. In the 90s, there was the gangster rap era. I listened to all of it. Did I live it? Absolutely not. I barely picked up the lingo. You understand? It didn't apply to my real life. That was the rappers talking about it. And newsflash, most of the rappers don't even live that life either. So you see what they did to Alpo, but you got this kid, Tekashi 69, with tattoos on his face, walking around like everything's cool. Yo, listen, man. This whole era is messed up. I said it before, I say it again. This era is in error. This era is in error. This is ridiculous. But this is a prime example, Anthony Joshua, of you getting what you put out. You just said you idolize these gangsters. You left out Alpo. He was shot and killed last night. So while you at it with Google, go look that up, man. Because he's right along those lines of the names that you mentioned. Ridiculous. Only thing is, he got his last night. Ridiculous. But anyway, I'll leave that for another channel. On to boxing. Now, we had a really Tony's reviews. I see you, brother. We're gonna get to that. I saw you, brother. We're gonna get to that. I want to try and jump around here. Stormy, I watched the show last night. I listened to it. As always, it was beautiful. I want to talk about, it was the main event last night. It was what's his guy's name? Butev versus Jamal James. That fight, I saw after the third round. I got the idea of the direction it was going. James could not keep him off of him. That's what it was. He just couldn't keep him off of him. James does this. First of all, does it not drive you crazy when you see the taller fighter give up his height? That drive me. That, man, I was like, oh my God. There was no, you know what? He couldn't stop him. Butev was just clearly too strong. He was,
you know what it looked like, Drew? I'm gonna give you a perfect analogy.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a guy who had been in the gym for a number of years, sparring against guys that weren't even at his level. But his level, in actuality, was quite amateurish himself, but he had no taste of what it really like when the lights go on, this or that. And then he was tossed in there last night with someone who was more intense, someone who was more immediate and determined and everything. And he found out after a round or two, oh, this is pro. This is, he looked like a deer in headlights. And to be honest, I got a gnat flying around me. To be honest, there are number of fighters out there, big names, guys like he and others who are at that stage, but it hasn't been revealed yet because they're not fighting the people they should be fighting. It's just unfortunate that he fell into a situation where he obtained a title, and then when they put him in there with somebody, a live body, he faltered, and he faltered horribly. I was listening to the calls by both Reggie and KQKC. I try to support everybody, and the one thing I had written in Reggie's chat as a comment after 2 rounds, I said, this guy, if he fights like this, he ain't going to make it. Then after it was like the 5th round, I said, he ain't going to make 12.
Right.
Because I could see what he was doing wrong and how he had no answers for what Butayev was doing. And then it became a situation where he got mentally broken in the fight, where Butayev started showing him his balls. Okay. And I hate to say it this way, but Jamal was not able to measure up or match that.
Right.
And it's a shame because it's not to his fault. It's his people that have been working with him and training him and things like that. I told you, guys who throw that towel over their shoulder, walk around with that toothpick in their mouth, hold them pads, be barking and all of that. That ain't all it is to boxing. Boxing is called the sweet science for a reason. There were things he could have done had he been coached up that could have put Butayev in a place where he was thinking, I can't compete tonight. Right. But none of that showed. And when he started hitting uh James to the body, and he started like throwing him around like a rag doll and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there was no response. There was nothing from the corner. It was like, what am I looking at here?
He did this. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just finished it up with this, and I was saying to myself, I know what to tell the guy to do, but it's like he ain't getting it from his corner, and he's going to lose this fight. And I said that, Drew, like I said, by the 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
It got far worse after that, because remember, Butayev had a point deducted after that. So it's like those men in his corner were sitting there watching him come apart and had no answers. If he wants to continue to fight, I know he's 33 years old. He may have maxed out at the best he could do at that level.
Right.
But if he wants to go back to the drawing board, if he wants to come back and try to be reinvigorated, renewed, there are things he could do, but it would include bringing some new faces,
some new people,
and voices in, professional.
Right.
That's what I want to say.
I agree 100%. I knew after the 3rd round, I said, this guy Butayev, I don't think he's going to get denied unless he gets caught with something that he doesn't see to slow all of that up. This guy's an Energizer bunny. He did his road work coming into that fight. He was chopping down that tree, and I was very impressed with that. He was slowing them up. He knew early that Jamal was not strong enough to keep him off of him. He was hitting Jamal so hard in spots where he was literally turning his back. Literally turning his back. And then he did this little move that Jamal couldn't even adjust. The feint to the body and then jump in with the jab. Did you see that? That was crazy. He hit him with it, and he hit him with it flush like 4 times during the fight. Flush. He just bullied him. And the main part is when the ref stopped it, James didn't even argue.
Oh, you see him take his arm and put it over the ref's shoulder?
Put it over. Yeah,
I remarked in last night's show. I was like, if you could read lips or something or dub it over, it was like he was saying, man, what the hell took you so long?
Took you so long.
Thank you for that. Man, that fool was trying to kill me.
What took you so long, man? Damn. Oh, God. My fiance sitting in the front row. God damn. Salute to Mr. Martin. That's super chat. He said Jamal James had one of the weakest jabs I ever seen. He was landing it, but old boy was just plowing right through it. Yeah, it was like a 25-year-old fighting a 15-year-old, a really good, talented 15-year-old. But you don't have your man strength. There was nothing he could do. And he figured out 2 or 3 rounds in, this guy can't hurt me. And we're early in the fight. He's not going to hurt me. And he just didn't respect him. And here's another thing. When he deducted the point, he didn't stop fighting this fight at all. No. He said, you're just going to have to deduct another one because I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And he did it. And I also read that Butayev he was on a bit of a mission because his only loss was turned into a no contest. He fought his fellow countryman, Alexander Vesputin. But Vesputin in 2019, he popped dirty. So they turned it to a no contest. So, with all that stuff going on in the WBA, so now they're talking about Ugas might possibly be next. So how do you think that's going to play out?
Well, the thing about Ugas, he can box.
Right.
He's a seasoned boxer. And just because a guy is strong, he's not going to falter or wilter under that. Just because a guy is coming on, it will give Ugas a chance to look even better, as a boxer, because he knows what to do for guys, that's coming in like that and whatnot. It's just a shame that Ugas doesn't have that opportunity to enjoy his championship and fight the fights that he was looking to fight, because that right there, that's what keeps you motivated, fighting a guy like this down the line, or, after, trying to fight Earl for unification or something like that, it's no problem. But when you throw them in there like this, you can kind of feel like, are they trying to throw me to the lions, so to speak? You know what I mean? It's like I don't get a chance to make my money. I don't get a chance to do, but the best thing that Ugas could do is, if he does have to face that guy, make sure that he whoops his what.
Make a statement.
Make a statement out of him.
Yep.
Make a statement out of him, because ain't nobody heard of him before now. And I said that this guy is actually a great opponent for future for someone like our guy Boots. You know why? Because those bullies and strongmen, and I call it the caveman style.
Caveman style.
Come in like that, right?
Yeah.
But someone like Boots will look great against that guy, because he'll sleep that guy with something he don't even see coming. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it'll raise his stock even higher, meaning Boots. But I still believe that Ugas can beat that guy, because he can box. Man, people sleep on the Cuban boxers, bro. That they have.
They don't sleep on them. They avoid them.
What amateur fighters learn by the time they get to the Olympics, Cuban fighters learn that way before the Olympics. That's how far ahead they are with boxing and knowing the sweet science of boxing. And don't let one of them be gifted. You understand? Because they all can fight and box. Just like I said last night's show about Argentinian fighters. They all are tough. They come out of a brewery or something where they just build tough guys. You know what I mean? It's like,
all of them.
Dude, it's ridiculous. So yeah, but that guy is limited, and with a fighter who has a little more resolve under the hood, they can turn all of that he was doing and become his worst nightmare. Remember, Jeff Fennick was that guy. Jeff Fennick. And when he ran across Azuma Nelson, he came out at Zuma that first time, and Azuma wasn't 100% in that first fight, because he had, he spoke about he had malaria some weeks before his camp and stuff like that, and he had something going on. But when they fought that rematch, you saw the real professor show up, and Fennick was like, that's why
homework.
They call him the professor.
That's homework from one of the three wise men. That's homework. Fennick versus Nelson. Look it up. Shout out to ATL Unanimous Boxing Sports. He said, salute Drew, man. Buddy beat James' body to death. Yeah. He beat his body to death. Tim Burr, he was beating his ass to death, and that was crazy. So I think Ugas, that's a fight I want to see. I think Buteyev's stock has raised. He looks like to be like a no nonsense action fighter. Definitely, he has the look and appeal that the old HBO would love to put on Front Street, and you know what I'm talking about when I say that. There's some marketability there. Do they put him in there with Ugas next, or do they preserve him? He got a belt now. Do they preserve him and throw him on some cards to knock some ham and eggers around, and then put him in there with Ugas? Because the WBA is already disrespecting Ugas on a level that I'm used to seeing. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. So I think Ugas will beat him, but I'm wondering what is the business going to do with this guy? What is the business going to do? I don't think James is going to want that rematch. He didn't say nothing. He said he was just better than me that night. Nah, brother. I think unless you make some serious changes and get with Blu-ray and get that strength up, I don't think you'll be able to keep this guy off of you. That's just me, though. But he wasn't screaming for a rematch. So I want to see what's next for this dude. So that's that. I want to move along to I mean, I don't even know why I'm laughing, but Stormy, I'm gonna let you talk to me about Zapeda versus Vargas. What was that?
Listen,
what the hell was that?
It was a case of a guy that got too big for his britches. Okay. And I hate to say this, Drew. It's not a personal attack or anything, but there is a culture of guys coming out of New York that they feel like they're at a certain place before they've arrived, before they've proven. You have to go through the litmus test before you go to banging your chest and all of that, because we talked about this just a moment ago when talking about a guy. You could be the biggest fish in the pond that you swim in, but don't realize that your pond is like a puddle compared to other places of water in the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the greater the greater the source, the greater the resources. You know,
Time
and
out. Time out. That's me. Butev just got the WBA regular belt. Don't make sense of it. That's just what he got last night. I just wanted to answer that brother's question. Go ahead, Stormy. I'm sorry.
yeah, and so you could be the baddest guy, and everybody pumping you up and everything. And I think that Vargas thought like, they were putting him in. He saw the knockdowns and everything from Baranchik and Zapeda's fight. He felt like, oh, this guy is beaten up now. He's like, I could go in there with him. But I gave Zapeda roses last night when I talked about him, and I said something that happens when fighters go through fights like that he had with Baranchik. He's battle tested now. He's battle tested, and he's the type of fighter that knows just because he gets knocked down, he can come back. Just because he gets a bad cut on one eye, or one eye is closed, or both eyes are cut, or whatever, he knows he can, as long as he chips away at it and keeps going, be determined, he can still persevere. And being knocked down or having taken a loss or two is not the end of the day. That makes him a more seasoned pro, and that makes him more of a threat because he has more to fall back on. The resolve gets stronger as a result of the setbacks that he's encountered and what he's had to go through. So what was Vargas going to do to him last night anyway that hasn't been done? You see? And the one thing that I said this in last night's show was, as soon as the guy, Vargas, who telegraphed his punches, when he telegraphed his punch, Zapeda stepped right in and nailed him a shot, and the fight was over. Just like that.
That was timing.
Like that.
2 seconds into the fight, he got timed. Just like that. Just like that.
Now, and there are cases of that happening where guys are just, not at the level, but they've been able to hang around and be a part of a show because, they just got inside the door. That fight last night reminded me so much of Sweet Pea Whitaker when he became undisputed at lightweight, when he knocked out Juan Nazario.
Mm-hmm.
He did it the same way. Nazario had a life and death battle with Edwin Rosario. He had been in that division fighting good fights. He was a good fighter, but he wasn't on Sweet Pea's level.
Right.
Man, Sweet Pea hit him with that 1-2 right on the chin. The guy dropped just like last night. Go back and watch the fight with Sweet Pea and Nazario. You'll see it. It's when Sweet Pea became undisputed lightweight champion of the world. Won that guy's belt. He went into the fight with 2 belts and took that guy's belt. It was amazing. It's funny. The longer you live and you watch these fights, you see history repeat itself all over again.
It's interesting. Salute to my brother, he who greets with fire. He said, Belenga walking around like a celebrity, iced out, barely 20 fights. Let me tell you something. We was in Vegas. He was there. He fought on the undercard. He got dropped in that fight. He got up and won. But interesting you say that, because I didn't see him, but I ran into somebody that did see him, and they were like, yo, I walked up to try to get an autograph, and somebody from his entourage was like, "Nah, get out of here." And like he was walking around like he was the main event. I didn't see it. And this was a stranger just saying it. I said, "Oh man." So he got this swag about him. Now it's interesting you said something about New York. Let me just run down some names. I just mentioned Berlanga. You know, so off the bat, if you're from New York, I'm gonna support you. Fine. But Berlanga needs some work, but I'm gonna support the brother. Vargas last night, that was pretty bad, right? We saw what happened with Big Baby Miller. All right. Adam Kornacki is out of Brooklyn. Okay. Chris Colbert, Brooklyn. Shakur, stay focused. Stop talking to Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert has Oshaki Foster issues. So will these guys get found out? I don't know. I don't know if these guys look really good hitting pads in the gym. I've never seen them in the gym. But it's like they're doing enough to get airtime, pay-per-views, Fox, ESPN Plus. You're doing just enough to get airtime. And when the lights is on you, you fold it. So I don't know what's going on in the gyms. Maybe I need to take a trip to the gyms and watch how they work. But there's something, I don't know what's going on. Thomas, you gotta help me out, brother. I don't know. Is it in the water out here? Our water's clean. I don't know.
Let me say a couple of names. Let me say a couple of names who faced each other. That is going to be people in the chat. Maybe drop their jaw when I say this. Zab Judah, far more talented than Floyd Mayweather, but couldn't measure up to Floyd Mayweather.
Couldn't measure up
because of these things that we talk about.
Yeah.
Zab had attitude problems. He had a lot of uncoachable disciplines.
That was his problem.
And his dad was not a help to him. Not after he got to being a world contender, getting on that type of level. And there have been numerous father and son relationships in boxing, but usually the ones who have the talent like Zab Judah had, you turn them over to some capable people so that he can get to that next level through their level, not through. See, I'm telling you, that's why the door shut on him like that. Remember his fight with Costa-Zoo?
That was supposed to be the coming out party.
Exactly. And Costa-Zoo came out in flying colors. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Zab went into suspension. Huh?
Yeah.
And loss of license for a duration.
I told everyone that Zab Judah was supposed to be Floyd before Floyd became Floyd. It was right there for him. It was right. He had billboards in Brooklyn. When you came over the Brooklyn Bridge, he had a big old billboard of him flexing, and across the way was Jay-Z. So he was accepted. The world was in his palm.
Do you remember what the original but the original word on him was? He was Sweet Pea with power.
Yeah,
That's how they were talking of him.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But what happened?
He happened.
Exactly.
Yep. He did it to himself, man. This is no shot to him. He knows now. He's an older man now. He knows now. You know, but we put him on a pedestal, and he had all the talent in the world. But he folded, you know, and he had some rough spots. He got the Floyd fight eventually.
Let me say this, Drew. There's somebody in the chat that's named That's Me says, I don't know about that one. Zab was good. I don't know about that one. That's because you don't know nothing about boxing. I'm just going to say that plain and simple.
Yikes.
Because Zab Judah had more talent than Floyd. He didn't have more work ethic than Floyd, and that's why he didn't become Floyd. You understand? Because you have talent doesn't mean that you are going to be at the lofty position. It takes hard work. It takes dedication. It takes sacrifice. It takes something of you going outside of yourself. Talent alone don't mean a damn thing. There's a lot of talented people on Skid Row right now. Talented. Wrong decisions and things like that gets a person put to the back, you know, and other people will advance beyond. Floyd would do silly things like get on it on the camera and burn money or throw money at the camera and say all kinds of things. And you guys, oh, you hear what he said? You see what he did? This and that. But while you at the club late in the night chasing women that don't want to have nothing to do with you, okay, Floyd was running, doing miles in the gym, calling Roger, hey, it's 3 a.m. I want to do a training session. Okay, what was Zab doing?
I know. I could tell you what he was doing. I know for a fact what Zab was doing. I know,
you know, but
I know
that was hypothetical because I'm talking about when someone knows boxing, you know these things. Okay, so I'm telling that's me. That's a fact. Okay, this is how it works in the sport, man. You have to bring something. And it's more than what some guys are willing to put out. It's that simple. You know what? Mike Tyson had Evander Holyfield on his hot boxing show, and they were having their conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. They were going back and forth talking about their careers and stuff like this. And Holyfield was talking about, you know, he wanted to quit on, you know, when he had to face Ricky Womack in the Olympics and stuff, you know, for the trials and all of that. And he's like, that was his one guy he had a hard time getting around. So Mike Tyson asked him, he's like, well, Evander, let me ask you something. He's like, why didn't you ever quit? He looked at Mike and said, because you ain't supposed to.
Oh man, Evander's just so
you
think you're gonna get some intellectual drawn out answer. It's the simplest answer, and then you get it. Like, oh yeah, you're not supposed to. Oh,
you see,
God.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And how many times did Mike quit? Yeah. So when you see these things, it's right there. Now, Evander said he felt like quitting because that's normal.
That is normal. Yeah.
For someone to say, I don't want to do this no more, I can't take no more, whatever, that's a normal thing. But when you're talking about being a professional, then there's something else, because everybody can't be professional, Drew.
No, you're right.
Have you walked into your latest KFC or Walmart or whatever, and the person at the register or whatever, tattoos all over their face and arms and everything, can I help you? What you want? Huh? Professionalism gone out the window, along with yes, sir, yes, ma'am, good morning, sir, good morning, ma'am. Yeah. All of that's gone now.
Yeah.
So when you open up the door and just let anyone in or anything in, expect everything. That's why I know that. I just broke it down for you. That's where Zab could have been. He was damn good.
Yeah.
He could fight. He had talent. He had power that Floyd didn't have.
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did.
Early on, he had better defense than he began to show. Because you know why? Fatigue sets in when a guy hasn't trained his best, his hardest. He drops his hands. The bad habits he has, pulling back out of the way of shots and things like that. And he started getting nailed by more professional guys. When he got knocked out by Costa Zoo, go back and look at the film. He was pulling back with his hands down
backwards
from a shot that Costa Zoo threw, and Costa Zoo's best punch was the right hand.
Yep.
And he knocked Zab's head all the way out the stadium.
It's ridiculous. That fight didn't have to happen. He clearly he clearly won the first round. Almost dropped Costa in the first round. Second round, he was goofing around. and ego made him jump up before he had his marbles. He was supposed to roll over on his stomach, listen for the count, get up on the knee, eye contact with Jay Nady, and then stand up. But ego made him jump off the mat so fast, and then it was just a train wreck. Salute the Batman in the building. He said Zab fought off athleticism and didn't have the IQ. Let me tell you something about Zab. You know how I know Zab was strong? I've given him a pound at least a dozen times in my life. You could feel it when he shakes your hand. You could feel it. You could feel it. And he's significantly smaller than me, but you could feel it in his hands. Zab is a strong kid, man. I call him, we're the same age damn near, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Zab is a strong dude, man. Strong dude. Strong dude, man. And like I said, he was Floyd. He was supposed to be Floyd before Floyd, like about 5 years before Floyd became Floyd. That's me. Salute, man. You know the sensei's rough, but you still family, man. Salute, that's me. It's all good. Salute to Mr. Gumbo in that super chat. He said, salute Drew and my elevator music uncle, Bumpy Thompson. Mom has all the talent, but can't do the 5 meter. What are y'all doing, man? These cats take their roast everywhere. What are you guys doing, man? Oh man,
but see, he did. Man. Listen to that Smee's last part of his comment. He said, "Maybe I'm just too young to know. That's why you should keep this closed and keep this open, huh? We're trying to help you out there.
Yeah. That's why. Huh? That's why we're here to learn. That's what I'm saying. That's me. When the three wise men come on, I do more listening than I do talking because I know boxing, but I know when I'm listening to something that I don't know about. And when it gets to that, I just do. I've learned to do more listening than I do talking. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good. So let's get to what I deem is the main event, the man of the hour. Oh my gosh, Boots. Let me tell you something, man. That's a bad man. I just read that Delorme's team is looking to protest the knockout because the first knockdown was kind of like behind the ear. That's not gonna fly. Look, he got touched, and he had an opportunity to get it back, and he didn't get it back. The knockout was clean. Delorme was trying to move away from the punch. He got caught. Bottom line.
Dude, so I'm not going to entertain Delorme to be ashamed of. Nothing.
That's right.
Because that wasn't Zapeda Vargas. That wasn't.
That's right.
What you saw was a Corvette in there with a Maserati. Huh? That's what it was. Now Corvettes are cool, right?
Corvettes are cool, but a Maserati.
I'd like to have one myself. But a Maserati, hey,
bro, listen.
That's another league.
Listen. Boots, and you see, when we have these fights, and we just saw Boots, right? We just saw what he did last night. We've been talking about him for the better part of almost 2 years now, right? Do you understand now why we were saying, yo, Errol and Bud, they just need to go ahead and get this going? 2 fights, 3 fights, they need to get it going because there's always somebody in the rankings that's going to come out of nowhere. You're going to be like, oh, shit, where he came from. And here's Boots. I'm telling you right now, Boots could give either one of them a headache. I'm telling you right now, Boots is that dude. Stormy, your opinion on Boots, man. That's crazy.
Listen, I got hip to Boots Ennis a couple of years ago, hearing people talk about him. And I got a chance to see one of his fights. And I don't even remember who it was that he fought. It was probably about maybe 4 or 5 fights ago of his. But when I saw him, I said, man, that kid has Roy Jones-like talent. Now, when I said that, and I repeated it last night on my show, but when I said that, I can explain what I mean. When I said that, I said he has Roy Jones-like talent because every generation a fighter comes along with inexplicable talents, abilities, and he can tantalize you with something. And this generation right now, Jerron Boots Ennis is that guy. The previous generation, it was Roy Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Before Roy Jones, it was Sugar Ray Leonard. And I talked on last night's show. I said before Sugar Ray Leonard, it might have been Salvador Sanchez. Before Salvador Sanchez, it was Muhammad Ali.
Right.
Okay. And these men come along and they do things, and you're like, wow, he's on a different level. He's doing stuff that other people, his contemporaries, aren't doing.
Right.
And that's Jerron Boots Ennis right now. And the funny thing about it is he's only 24 years old. And he's got from now till about 32 that he can be the best amongst anybody. All he's got to do is get in the ring with people and let them show. When, like I said, when I saw him for the first time, I described it as Roy Jones-like talent because Roy had hand speed, power, strength, and everything. And when he turned pro, he was 154 pounds, but he was hitting guys like a heavyweight. Boom. And they wobble and stuff like when Mike Tyson would hit him and stuff. And I'm like, man, and he just leap in with these shots. He was so quick, couldn't nobody. But Jerron can switch southpaw. Roy didn't switch, you know, but Jerron can switch. And he's probably got way better footwork than Roy had. So that puts him in a different category.
And he knows the basics, which Roy got away from. So he might be around longer than Roy.
Yes, because he understands boxing. Reggie and I were talking last night on the show, and Reggie was like, man, that punch, he knocked Delorme out. He was like, he killed him with that punch. I was like, yeah, Reggie, but did you see the punches before that? The final punch was just the cherry. It was the other punches he threw in that combination sequence that looked like a jazz player doing one of his riffs, you know, and boom. And Delorme didn't know what hit him. He was laying flat on the canvas, like looking around like, what the hell? You understand?
Yeah,
and that wasn't from a guy just loading up on a shot. That left hand that finished him, it came off of the combinations. We always talk about Mike Tyson being exciting and doing what he did, right? But most people don't understand that Mike wasn't this one-punch knockout guy. He used to knock guys out with combinations. That's combination punches.
That's right.
And it was usually the last punch that finished the dude off. The second punch got him in trouble. And the first punch dazed him or whatever. You know, it's like boom, 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 and it's over. And
I told people that all the time. Mike Tyson wasn't a one-punch artist.
Right. They just remember the guys falling. But they don't remember how it got set up. Mike used to punch off of guys missing him because his elusiveness was one of his greatest strengths when he was good. He would be so elusive, you throw 4 or 5 shots and you can't hit him. And then you start wondering in your mind, I can't hit the guy, and he hitting you. You see, that's where the intimidation comes from. Boots Ennis has that type of ability as well because he can get in and out on you because he's got good footwork, but his hands are so fast that you've got to keep your hands at home to cover up and keep yourself safe. But then he throws these combinations that are, you know, exact. Left, right, left, right, left, left. You know, it's like, man, he does it. It's mesmerizing. And then there's power to boot. No pun intended. It's like that last shot was straight on Delorme's chin. But it was the other couple of shots that happened before that that moved Delorme into the last shot. And I don't know what he was saying to his corner and trainer over there when the fight was in. He was talking about, he was pointing to his face like this or whatever. And I think he was talking about, I let the guy hit me. I think that's what he was saying because Delorme threw a hard right hand. when they were close to each other, and Boots was busy doing what he was doing, that the right hand landed, but he was so focused on what he was doing, he still got him. So I think what he was saying was, I gotta be mindful because I did let the guy get a shot in on me.
Right.
But man, ain't nothing to complain about. The guy was electrifying. That performance was outstanding, and it was totally off of boxing, Drew. Totally
right.
off of boxing. Roy used to go in there opening and do what he called at that time when he was younger man, chin checks. He would throw a certain shot at a guy to see how his chin could take it. Boots wasn't doing that. The first punch he threw that landed solidly was a jab in Delorme's face.
Right.
And then he threw several more, and Delorme couldn't get out of the way of the jab. That's why he never saw the final shot.
Jesus. Boots, if you love boxing, you love Boots, man. You love watching that guy work. And to expand on what Stormy is saying, everything that Stormy explained is exactly why Errol and Bud should have fought twice by now. Because now you see the issue. Now you see the issue. All of that posturing, here come Boots. Boots about to shake everything up. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. The first, because I was reading, and salute to Tony's reviews. He was in there. I don't know if he's still watching now. He said he needs to see Boots in there with more stellar competition. Well, Delorme was durable. He just got dealt with last night. We saw this well, you know, the Top Rank and the PBC thing. You seen this guy Buteyev? I don't know. Maybe they want to put him in the ring with Buteyev. I don't know how that's going to work out. That's the part of boxing I don't like to get into. I could throw a bunch of names out there, but what I am saying is, with this thing with when this Sean Porter and Bud Crawford things gets resolved in the ring, that is going to be Boots' next opponent. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And listen, I don't like to talk up bad things, but don't be surprised if Errol comes back, beats Virgil Ortiz, and, you know, he says, yo, look, man, my eyes tore up again. You know what? I think I better pack it up. Things like that happen. And then where we was trying to wait for who's the best, Bud or Errol, we might not even ever get that fight. Here comes Boots, man. And by the way, y'all saw what he said on his trunks? Y'all saw what it said? Did y'all see what it said on his trunks? Did y'all see that? Said that right there. Mr. Catch Your Body. That's what it said. No investigation. I don't want to hear it. Mr. Catch Your Body. He ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my brother John Page. He said PBC need to get all their great young talented fighters in there with the best in their weight class. Bro, you know what? I meant to call you too. Because Gary's name came, man. Bro, I'll talk to you behind the scenes, man. I don't know what the F's going on in the PBC. They get on my nerves over there, man. PBC get on my nerves, man. They really do. They really get on my nerves, man. It's upsetting. But the man of the hour, Boots. Stormy, what do you see Boots like right now next? What does he do next? What would you like to see him do next? What do you want to see him do next, and what's realistic for him to get something done next?
It's gonna be tough for him, man, because ain't nobody gonna want to get in the ring with him. You know, it's like he's got a double problem there. Yeah. Anybody that's got a belt won't want to defend against him. And if someone is, you know, got a belt and he becomes #1 contender or something, they're gonna do what they can, pay sanctioning body, extra money or whatever. Can you do something to keep the guy away from me? Because we know that happens in the sport. Mm-hmm. But whoever will get in the ring, there are guys who will take a check and get in there. Yeah. Just keep battering these guys, battering them and lining the bodies up, because eventually he's gonna have his day in the sun, and and that's gonna be that. But I'll tell you publicly, he should constantly be calling out guys like Virgil Ortiz, what's the other guy? Connor Ben, Stanionis. He should be calling those guys' names out because some of them are getting some opportunities that are not being granted to him,
Right.
you know. And if he's got to insult some people, do it.
Do it.
Because you know what? He's damn good and he can back up whatever he say. Ali used to show up outside of Sonny Liston's house and everything with a bullhorn and everything. You big ugly bear, come on out here. I'll fight you right now. You know, it's like, yeah, Boots may have to resort to the old school thing because quiet mouths don't get fed.
True.
But that's what I see. Guys, like, you know, and I see again somebody said talk about Conor Ben. Yeah, because they're trying to build that guy. Fight those guys, knock them off their perches, man. I'm not saying that they are competition for him.
Yeah.
Man, he's hips, not head and shoulders. He's hips above those guys. You ever been playing basketball? And I know you and his hip be way up here.
Yeah.
Over your head. It's like, dang, that guy can get off the ground. Well, that's Boots. He's off the ground. You understand? And that what's make a difference. So to get in there, and you know what? Just like Anderson, when he takes these fights and he goes, you know, on these different cards, Boots should do the same thing. Just take some fights just to get on the card, just to get people out there so they can see you more and more and more. It won't do nothing but benefit him. But he's the next champion. No lie.
Yes.
He's the next champion.
Yes. I agree totally. And the problem is going to be these guys wanting to get in the ring with him and hiding behind the business. And that's become popular. You know, hiding behind the business, hiding behind rankings. You know, if you have a decent following, smoke screening by saying, "Oh, what has he done? What he's done is he's scared the crap out of you. What he's done is work up the rankings. What he's done is become number one. That's what he's done. What he's done is what we've seen. So they need to stop playing, man. I understand the business of boxing, but you can't make me love it. Salute to my brother, Main Event Mark, in that super chat. He says Boots has trouble finding sparring partners. I believe it. Nitty G, salute, fam. I believe it. This guy's dangerous, man. I mean, my God, man. This is why we need somebody need to get all the marbles, man. So we got Errol, we got Bud. Bud got Sean Porter issues. He gets past that. Listen.
Let him call out Butaev too. Let him call him out.
Call him out.
Yeah, you got that belt. Let me take that off your hands. It looked better on around my waist.
Yeah, let me get that. And they both won last night. Look, man, get it popping, man. These guys need to start fighting each other because them posturing for money, it doesn't benefit me as a supporter of the sport. I don't care about none of that crap, man. Get it popping. This is crazy. Because Boots is here, and I'm looking at his frame. He ain't going to be at 147 another, 24 months, man. He's going to be at 154, wanting to fight a Charlo, and before his career is over, he'll be 160, 168. You know what I'm saying? He can't hide.
Yeah, because he's down there just like Roy started off at 154. You see, he went all the way up to light heavy and heavyweight. So
that's right.
Boots may be able to do the same thing, and he might hit harder than Roy did.
He might. Man, those are some thudding punches, man. And I'm watching how when he lands, even when his opponents block the punches, they get nudged a little. Like they're getting pushed. Like you hear it. When they was fighting in the bubble, when he fought Lipinets, that was the first time you actually you had to hear it. I was like, oh my God, damn. Come on, man. This guy's a problem, man. Boots is a problem. So now, when he's in a position to get something done, what are the odds that who gives him the shot first? Let's play a little game here. Does Errol give him a shot first or Bud? Granted, Bud gets by Sean Porter. Who gives him the shot first?
Well, I'm gonna say this. Some people won't like this, but I don't care. You know, I say things people don't like all
F
the
it.
time.
Keep it
You
a
know?
buck. Hey.
Earl need to fight him
Mhm.
because everybody say Earl was the man. Everybody said that. I didn't say it, but everybody else was saying it. So if you the man, you fight him. Huh? You get your butt, your bad ass, get in there and fight him. Huh? Because if you beat him, you the man.
Yeah.
And that's not being handed to you. But I think people have handed it to him saying he was the man prior to now. What people should have been pressing, and you alluded to this a moment ago, people should have been pressing for him to fight Bud Crawford. They weren't. It was always some type of political thing. And we live in an era now where fighters hide behind that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like when somebody say, "Oh, he don't need to fight him. He'll beat him anyway." I want to see it. I want to see it. How many times have we seen fights take place where you on paper you could say whatever, and then when it's in the ring, you be like, man, dude running. You know, Donald Curry, when he fought Lloyd Hunnigan said, "I'm coming over there to kick some U.S. butt." Okay. And Donald Curry was calling out Marvin Hagler and everything.
Mm-hmm.
After he was in there with Lloyd Hunnigan, he was never the same.
True story.
And the thing about it is this: you just don't know until people mix it up. So if you have ordained Earl to be the man, he should fight him. He should fight him. We know that Sean already said he ain't gonna fight him. Bud has a different agenda right now. And I do get this feeling now that he might be trying to go up to 154 for something up there. But the whole thing about it is the welterweights, there are plenty of names and faces there that Boots can cut his teeth on, man. But if he got in there with Earl, and I'm gonna say this, it's just, you know, this is the fight ain't even being talked about or anything like this, but he gonna knock Earl out if they fight. He gonna knock him out. You know why? You know why?
Y'all heard it here first.
His feet are too slow. He won't be able to get away from Boots. Boots can get in and out like lightning against Earl. Earl has difficulty transitioning from offense to defense. Boots will expose that.
Ooh, y'all heard it here first. The sensei picks Boots over Errol by knockout.
Knocks him out clean.
Wow.
Just like he knocked out Delorme, because you know what? It's the punches you don't see.
Wow. Yep. Wow. Well, is that why we haven't seen or heard anything from You Better Not Duck Me Thun, Keith Thurman?
Yeah, you know, Thurman had the gall to even say that I ain't never heard of the guy. You know, you lying.
Man, he lying like a mob, right? Oh man, this guy Keith, man. This guy Keith. Unbelievable, this guy. Never even heard of the guy. Well, guess what? Guess what? We're telling you about him now. Do something. Keith got to do something to get back in good graces with this fan base that he had. Because it's gone. And nobody stole him. They're just gone because he hasn't done anything. You know? Batman says if it go past 6, he's going with Errol. That's a hell of a fight, man.
It ain't going past 6.
He stopped Errol between 1 and 5?
He can stop Earl as soon as he hits him solid.
Oh, shoot. Wow.
I'm telling you, man. Do you remember when who was that? Thomas Tate, who was a good boxer. When he fought Roy Jones, he talked all of that stuff and everything.
Oh, man.
and Roy starched his butt. Starched him. And then he was doing the cowboy dance after he and Tate was struggling to get up.
Mm-hmm.
No, I ain't tripping. I'm telling you something that you need to hear, man. And you guys need to stop being so damn protective and clamor for these damn fights. Okay? If I be wrong, I be wrong. But I want to see them get it on. You understand? I don't have pictures of them on my walls. I don't sleep with their, their merchandise on my covers and all of that stuff. I don't do that shit. I get on here and I talk about boxing, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. We need to see the fights, man. If they get stopped, they get stopped. We need to see them, man. You remember, oh man, what was the fight? Duran, he fought in Madison Square Garden. It was a comeback fight. He was an underdog. Stormy, help me. What's his name?
Who was?
Duran, Roberto Duran. He was an underdog in this fight. He fought in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, you talking about Davey Moore?
Davey Moore.
Yeah.
Davey Moore. Davey Moore was am I wrong? He was the favorite in that fight, right?
Davey Moore was a damn good fighter, bro. He was a damn good fighter. And it was on Duran's birthday.
Mm.
The whole crowd sang happy birthday to Duran after the fight.
That's right.
But he beat the crap out of Davey Moore, took him to school, showed him what experienced boxing was all about. You know, Davey Moore, he tricked Davey Moore into standing in and trading with him and fighting on the inside because Duran's weakness was lateral movement. If you gave him lateral movement and everything, it nullified a lot of his strengths. But with Davey Moore, when David Moore would throw a shot at Duran, Duran would intentionally throw his head back like the shot hit him or hurt him or something. And, you know, his hair would sweat and everything. And then he would grunt like when Davey Moore tried to hit him in the body, he'll go, ugh, like that on the inside. And Moore thinking he got something good going. It was all show theatrics. Duran was doing that on purpose so he'll stand there and fight him. You see how smart Duran was?
Duran was smart as hell
out of the guy.
Whew. And I brought that up for a reason, man. Davey Moore, he was supposed to win that fight. And experience. I mean, little things. I mean, now what he just shared with you with the hair, waving of the hair, making things look more than what it really is. Extra grunting gave Davey Moore a false sense of security. And when it was time for him to eat, I forget which round he got him out of there, he beat Davey's ass, man. Stopped him. What round was that? Do you recall? I don't remember. Kind of late.
I think it was the 9th round. I think something like that.
Late in the fight.
Yeah.
Stopped him. And that's experience. So
we did a show on that. The Three Wise Men. We did a show on that. Duran and Davey Moore.
Yeah, that man. Listen, good old days, man. That was, man. Could Jaron Boots Ennis have we? How can I say this? Oh, wait. My brother John Page, a.k.a. Batman, he said Boots can't handle pressure and staying in his chest. He said he can't handle pressure. I was about to ask, is this because we haven't seen pressure put on him? I mean, you know, we're crediting him, like we're giving him high praises right now. But have we seen him in a bind? I don't recall. Is it because he's outshining everybody on a high level, like how Roy was outshining everybody? Or all those guys, Bud, the Porters, the Spencers, can they put him in a bind where he has to think outside the box? Could that be a situation?
I think that if he fights Bud Crawford, he's too strong for Bud, personally, I think. Bud has one thing going for him that is something that people underestimate. And I don't think that Boots and his people would underestimate this, is that Bud hits a lot harder than people think he does because he's got that real wiry frame and everything. And if you mess around and let him catch you clean, he could get you up out of there. But overall, I think he's a stronger, more physical presence than Bud in there, and his youth and his fast twitch muscles. It'd be a little bit too much for Bud. But that's the only thing that Bud would have really going for him. If he could stay, and make the guy make a mistake or something like that. It's different from Earl because Earl likes to get close to you. He likes to get in there and work on you. See, that's ready, tailor-made for what Boots' strengths are. Bud is not that guy. Bud is going to move around. He's not going to do that. He will emulate like he's going to do that. He'll move more, but eventually he get caught. You know what I mean? It's like, because he's 34. This guy's 24. You understand? That's that's a huge window.
Yeah.
And he's not a quick study 24. He's a well-learned, well-schooled 24. You know what I mean? You could put him in there with anybody today, and he gonna do well. He gonna do well. You can't say that about a lot of these prospects out there or a lot of these young contenders and young champions. You can't just say, "Oh, I'll put him in there with anybody." You know damn well
That's true.
that these promoters will be like trying to steer a dude away. That guy Stanionis, as much as I like him, he gets beaten up. He might get dropped by something, but he'll get busted up, if anything, and then they'll be waving the towel.
He's fun to watch, but I know where it'll stop for him. IGM Tim says his brother beat him. Drew, whose brother? Put it in the chat, bro. Whose brother? You missed me with that. Batman says Bud is tailor-made for Boots. This is why we got to see it. I got to see it because I can't. What we've been seeing from Boots as of late is nothing short of just pure dominance. But now, I guess, to be fair, you got to see him in there with top guys to see if what happens when he gets clipped, what happens when he gets put in a bind. You got to remember, and people don't remember. Roy got dropped long before he fought Tarver. Do y'all remember the fight? It was right here in New York. He got dropped, straight left hand. He got up, right? But I want to see what happens if Boots has to think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I will point out, he was stablemates with Shakur Stevenson. Those two guys are displaying. That's right. Lou Duval dropped them. Those two guys are, Thomas, Morris Park. Exactly. Morris Park Gym. Yes, sir. Y'all know. Bronx on deck. Look, man, we just got to see these fights. We got to see these fights, man. We were skeptical about Shakur, and he displayed, he had a dominant performance against Jamel Herring. And shout out to Jamel. So now we're looking at Boots, and we're giving him the same praise, and I'm going to go as far as to say, like, when he gets in there with these top-tier guys, we're barely going to see anything different. They're just going to survive a little longer. And if they make it to 12, they're going to get beat up in the process, man. And again, this is boxing. We could be wrong. But so far, based off of what I'm seeing, like we like to say the eye test, and people are not jumping up to fight this guy to stop this momentum. Then see, when a guy has momentum and there's a guy at the top, like the OG, like the Keith Thurman, if Keith Thurman thought that Boots was food, don't you think he'd have been talking right now?
Yep.
He'd have been talking like, yeah, let me go. If I go stop this kid like Duran, stop Davey Mora, let me go stop this kid and show it. If I stop this kid, I'm back. I could say, yo, look what everyone was ducking this kid, and I came in there and I stopped the train from going.
Yep.
But Keith is quiet. You understand? Everyone's quiet.
Keith,
no one's saying this
ain't
guy's
thought
name.
Nobody was food in so long. He should be starving and skinny by now.
Man, Keith Thurman about 205 pounds right now, eating good with his beautiful wife, playing a flute, making cobras come out of basket. That's what Keith Thurman is doing. right out the basket. Keith Thurman running around the house looking like Haji from Johnny Quest. Remember him? Remember Haji from Johnny Quest? That's Keith Thurman, man. But 147 is fun again. I hope EJ's healthy. I'm curious to see what happens between Bud and Sean. And you got Boots right there. Boots might be the monkey wrench to all of this shit. You understand? He might come in here and make something happen.
You remember how easy Roy Jones beat James Toney?
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be if Boots fight any of those guys.
And Roy wasn't the favorite in that fight.
No,
I
he
want
wasn't.
people to remember.
And that's the thing. People, the fight, whoever fights him, they're going to be doing their best trying not to get knocked out. So it may stink up the joint. You know, it may be a lackluster performance or whatever by a lackluster fight because they wouldn't want to engage and put themselves in position to be stopped. You know?
Yeah.
These guys today, man, they are so funny. They move funny. They speak funny. They act funny. You know, it's like it's hard to separate the real fighters from, you know, the play ones. Yeah. You know, because social media helps. It's just like you say a couple of things in here and you get 4, 5, 6 people saying, let's see the fight. But you said, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you know, you a hater and this and that. But you ain't hearing them say, well, let's see the fight. That's how you know.
That's
protection agency, man. These guys out there, oh, hold on, stop. No one, don't pass this, you know, barrier here. We got to keep so-and-so safe. You know, go sit your butt down somewhere and watch some real boxing. Out here trying to protect guys who don't even give a damn about you, huh?
Yeah.
But they'll use your words, and because it's a cluster of you out there, and they'll listen to y'all and say, "Well, see, they people don't think I should fight the guy."
You see this, and that's the answer. That's the answer.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
The answer is: let's say you're pro Errol, and someone comes on and says, "Yo, man, I think Boots gives Errol hell." Right? If you're pro Errol, you say, I think Errol wins, man. I like that fight. Make the fight. And I'm just using this as an example, but an Errol protector will say, he beats Boots. I don't care about that fight. No, if it's there, make it happen. Come on.
No, before saying that, Drew, they'll say, Stormy don't know what he talking about. That's what they say first. That's why I'm unsubscribing. You know?
Salute the Boli in that super chat. He said, Drew and Stormy, given an ultimatum, would rather Spence versus Ennis or Spence versus Bud? Right now, since Spence, you said Spence versus Bud. Bud got his work cut out with him with Sean Porter. If it's enough time for Boots, because he barely got touched, and I'm sure if they came knocking on his door and say, you know what, forget Virgil, you want to fight Errol next? Bud ain't gonna say no. It's not like he had a war; he was in and out of there. And they go to him and say, yo, look, April, you want to fight Errol? I'm with it. I'm not mad at that fight. So right now, Errol versus I would say Errol versus Boots. I'm all for it. And at this point, and you see, I want to make Storm, I'm gonna need your help with this. We need these fights to happen while they're hot. All of this marinating and stuff, us as supporters of the sport, we got to remember we're not in the boiler rooms with them. We're not in the offices. We're not looking at emails and doing contracts. We're not, so letting fights marinate, that's not talk. That's not conversations for us. It's not. Letting fights marinate, Do y'all remember when the fight a few years ago was Yuriorkis Gamboa and Juanma Lopez? Y'all remember when that was the fight? Let it marinate. And what happened? Along came Orlando Solido, and there went that. Let fights marinate. All right. I mean, come on. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. What happened? 4 Marquez fights, and we almost say, and still till this day, right now, people are saying, "Oh well, if Manny don't get flatlined by Marquez, we had a different result," which is bullshit. But we got to deal with that conversation. Historic, can you name any fight story? Huh?
Deontay and AJ.
Deontay and AJ. Here, boom, right now. And that's today, happening right now. It can still make money, but can you imagine if they were still both undefeated? Yeah, let it marinate, right? Letting things marinate is completely to line the pockets for guys like Eddie Hearn and people that we don't break bread with. We are the consumer. Have it fight, have it now. And you see, that having a conversation with an AJ fan was the biggest fail in the world. Oh, AJ's better than Deontay. Let's see the fight. Oh, he don't deserve it. He don't make enough money. He don't bring enough money to the table. Why are you worried about that? You say that your guy is better than the guy that I support. Lennox Lewis fights Deontay at least 4 times by now. In 3 years, they fight 4 times if need be. Because that's who Lennox Lewis is.
Lennox was hunting guys down, man. He had a championship title, and he was running guys down like he was a challenger because guys didn't want to fight him. How easy people forget things.
Understand what era we're in right now. We got champions chasing down challengers. We got fighters saying, "Oh, well, I'm God because I got 8 million Instagram followers." What? That means nothing in that ring. We're seeing that with Ryan Garcia now. So much to the fact that Canelo was sick of his ass. He said, "Look, man, you're here. You in the camp. You have access to all the drugs. Oh, I mean, all the speed bags and the Gatorade, and you got the Gatorade deal, and you got the little cute girlfriend, and you got at least $2 million in the bank. You have access to me, Canelo. You got access to Team Reynoso. And we're here working like we ain't have a meal in 8 days. Now that I'll give them. And we're here getting shit done. And Ryan, you're home saying that your arm is broke, your shoulder's broken, you're depressed, but you on Twitter every 5 minutes. You're supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao. You're supposed to fight Tank Davis. You're supposed to knock out Devin Haney. You're supposed to fight Jojo Diaz. You're supposed to do all of this stuff.
I'll tell you what happened with Ryan. You know, Oscar was protecting him at first, right? Oscar was protecting him. And only because Oscar was trying to turn him into a matinee idol type fighter or whatever. But they found out relatively early behind the scenes that the kid was not tough. Okay? He wasn't tough. So they went a different direction as far as marketing him and promoting him as a professional fighter. But what's that last guy he fought?
Luke Campbell, not from the 2 Live crew, but the white guy from Europe.
Yeah, when Campbell fought him and dropped him, everybody left that arena last night that was a part of Ryan's promotional group and everything had to change their underwear that night. Because when Luke dropped him, now Luke ain't known for knocking nobody out, right?
Nope.
So when he dropped Ryan and Ryan went to that canvas, yeah, he got up. Yeah, he was able to finish the fight. And yeah, he eventually landed his shot, his power shot on Campbell, which wasn't supposed to happen because Campbell just, I'm sorry, I have to say it this way. Dumb fighters do dumb stuff. You had everything going for you. You know the guy's best punch is a left hook, and you go in there with your hands low and let him hit you on the chin and knock you out. That was so stupid, man. I don't even, it's like, so when he was talking about he was retiring, I was like, good. You should have been retired. But anyway, back to Ryan. The thing about it is, if you saw Ryan's reaction at the end of the fight that he had won, Remember, he jumped in his coach's arms and put his legs around him and all of that stuff, and he was celebrating, and he was like almost crying.
Almost crying.
Dude, that was it for him. That was it, because he knows Luke Campbell was nobody. What if that is Tank Davis? What if that is Devin Haney? What if that is Teofimo? What if it is one of those other guys that's his contemporaries? The fight is over. So from that point on, he's only been a social media person. That's it.
That's all.
He ain't tried to get back in there with nobody. And I don't think he's going to get back in there with nobody.
I don't think so either, because he showed his hand. And you know what I related to him celebrating that win against Luke Campbell? Do y'all remember? It's a little NFL for y'all. Think back to Keyshawn Johnson's first pro touchdown as a Jet. You'd have thought he won the damn Super Bowl. Just go look at it. His first NFL touchdown. We knew he was talented. I think he was #1 pick that year. He went to the Jets. And this is before he did anything in the league. His first touchdown. And you'd have thought the celebration was, oh man, it didn't match. I was like, yo, and I think the Jets lost that game. I don't remember. But I was like, damn, you caught one. Great. You got at least another 10 years. You better catch a whole lot. Salute to Mr. Gumbo in that super chat. He said, Boots said he's #3 in the IBF. Just saying. You know what?
All he got to do is knock off them other dudes.
Why not? Why not? I mean, look, I don't trust no sanctioning body. I don't trust the PBC. I don't trust Top Rank. I can have some faith in these fighters to do the right thing by themselves. That's what the internet is used for. And they need to speak up. They need to speak up. These fights must be made before another pandemic comes along. You understand? It'd be crazy. This is absurd at this point, man. So yeah, Bolly says Boots versus Conor Ben. I don't think these guys, Boots is a bad man. They're avoiding Boots, man. But Boots' next fight needs the headline, main event, all right? And it needs to be a name. And I'm calling it right now, family. Everybody needs to jump on Keith Thurman's Twitter and in his Instagram tonight and give it to him. I'm calling it right now. Get at Keith Thurman. He has nothing lined up. All right, the Manny Pacquiao thing happened. It's over, dude. All right, Boots Ennis. That's the name right now. Go get Boots. Everybody got shit to do. You don't. Salute to my brother Zenith 360 in that super chat. He says, I want all 147 to mix it up. Spence has 2 to 3 fights left at 147 and been saying for years he wants undisputed. So not wasting time. So not wasting a fight that don't help towards that goal is not ducking. Ducking is overused. It is. And that's why we need to get in Keith Thurman's DM right now in real time and be like, Keith, Boots just won. What you finna do? And don't troll him. Just start off saying, been a fan of yours for years. And mention one of his great knockouts. Stroke his ego first. And he's reading it. This will be Keith reading it. Yeah, yeah, fan for years. Yeah, yeah, oh man, yeah, I love this. See, they still love me. Yeah, Boots.
Block.
Block. Then you go to Twitter and be like, yo, all I did was ask one of my favorite fighters, Keith Thurman, to fight Boots, and he blocked me. F you, Keith. You know what I'm saying? Go in there in front. I don't like Boots. I think you need to stop him. See what he says. I don't like Boots. Stop him, Keith. Only you could do it. You better not duck me, thun. God, Sylvester, the cat.
Hey, how about this one, Drew? let Ugas fight Boots.
Oh man. For those of you that speak Spanish, cut and paste it in Spanish to Ugas. Do it, man. Hey man. Hey man. Boots needs some work. We want to see him. We want to see him in there with it's time for the top tier guys. And no shot to Lipnitz and Delorme. But now it's time for the upper guys now. Let's see. Let's see it. And that's what's great about social media. We can get right. We ain't got to see Stormy. They don't remember. We used to have to write letters from the back of KO magazine. Oh my, the fan club. And you would hope that somebody would read your letter in KO magazine or in Ring magazine the next month. And you'll be looking for it. Oh, damn, he didn't get to mine. And guess what? It's not even a fighter. It's somebody from his PR team. You remember PR people? Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Those guys wasn't talking to you. You see, with these, they really speak to you. If you say the right thing to them, they get pissed off. and then you get caught up on a live stream on Instagram fighting with somebody. I'm telling you, some of these guys are real easy to get triggered.
Yeah, and then they'll get mad at you and tell you to go cry in your car and, you know, you with your broke ass and everything.
That ain't right.
So, yeah.
They tell you things like that. Oh, you going to cry in your car with your broke ass? Yeah.
When I see you, I'm going to slap you and everything.
When I see you, I'm going to slap you. You a millionaire and you're a pro fighter. You're going to slap the YouTube guy? How mentally weak are you? You're $1 million pro athlete, but when you see the YouTube guy, you're going to slap him. Really nice.
I got one thing to say about that foolishness. I ain't never wore no damn skinny jeans, okay?
Uh-oh.
I'm a man's man. So you can think you're going to slap here, but Stormy slaps back.
That's right. And peep this. I ain't saying this like on some tough guy shit, but yo, just like 95% of us ain't going to fuck with y'all in the ring, street is different. It's different, man. Yep. Some of these cats you're going to slap, and you're like, yo, I know slapping this person is going to cost me about $500,000. So I'm going to go ahead and pay them. But then when you walk up on some of these guys, it's different. Yeah, you really going to slap somebody? Think about what you're saying. Think about it. It ain't going to work out for you. There ain't going to be no ref to stop a nigga like me from taking you on a ride.
Not only that, that's the end of the career.
Oh, yeah.
The last fight was the last fight.
That's right. You a boxer. You don't know shit about a fucking key lock or a suplex. You don't know nothing about that. Trust me. Trust me. You don't know nothing about a rear naked choke. You don't know nothing about a... I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. Blue's too nice of a guy to be talking like that. To be speaking on like that. You know what I mean? Cut it out. You a $1 million fighter, and how the fuck do you criticize us for us wanting you to do what you get paid millions of dollars to do? Where am I at? What planet am I on? What planet are y'all on? How about this? We want to see you fight the best, not because we want to see you lose. We have faith that you can do what you say you're going to do. There was a lot of people saying, yo, you could beat Danny Jacobs. Mel, Maul, you could beat him. You could beat him. You could beat Andrade. But when D Jacobs walked up on you in Brooklyn, both of y'all got quiet. Whole energy changed. So now I was like, oh, wait a minute. Can y'all beat him? Why wasn't that fight made? Okay, all right. But you're going to slap the YouTube guy, though, right? Makes perfect sense. Get on these guys' bumpers, man. It's time for us to start. I said all of that to say this. They listen to us. We can contact them directly. We want these fights. Get in Keith's DM and be like, boots. You know what? Take a picture of all kind of boots. Timberland, Prada, Gore-Tex, whatever. And just start sending, flood Keith Thurman's DM with pictures of boots. And be like, yo, bro, look. Errol's got a hurt eye and Virgil Ortiz. Bud got Porter got a Porter fight coming up. You the only motherfucker chilling around, you know what I'm saying, with a flute. So what you want me to do? And just send him a picture of a pair of boots. Any kind of boots will do. The pigskin boots from the early 90s. The tan. The gray ones, the beef and broccolis. Just start, flood Keith Thurman shit with a picture of boots. That's the name. He has no date, nothing. Family, give it to him. I'm tired of Keith just running his mouth. Injuries, overweight, gambling in Vegas when he's fighting. He got a Manny Pacquiao fight. He at the craps table. You got AB coming up saying, yo, man, what you do? You got to fight tomorrow. Nah, I'm good, son. I'm up, son. You getting dropped in the first round. Everybody picked you to beat Manny Pacquiao. Everybody. Manny Pacquiao was the underdog, man. You were supposed to walk that man down and stop him. You getting knocked down in the first round and smiling like AJ was smiling on the first when he got knocked down. What's so funny? Then he punched you all in your ribs and you running for Manny with your back turned. His back.
Spit his mouthpiece out. He carried his mouthpiece like this.
He carried it. The mouthpiece dropped. He caught it and he's running like Thurman Thomas from the Bills, and he's running around the ring with his back turned. Oh, shit, this little Pino is going to get me. He had his back turned from Manny Pacquiao. What? And just like that, Manny was back as the rock star. That was your fault, Keith. You need to see boots, because outside of that, I don't want to hear nothing. Everybody get on Keith Thurman's bumper. Because he was running with his back turned for Manny like Thurman Thomas. What? Ow. He had his back turned for Manny. How do you run in a boxing match with your back turned from the dude with the Tyrannosaurus arms? Come on, Keith. You know how you redeem yourself? Beat boots. I'm calling for it. Oh, shoot. I'm calling for it. Boots versus One Time. Let's get it. Y'all get that man's DM right now. Y'all get on his Twitter. Just start sending him pictures of boots before y'all say anything. Just start sending him pictures of boots. He'll be like, what the fuck is this? Why are all these motherfuckers sending me pictures of boots? Boots. Did you get it? Go get him. Come up to him like a real fan, like, yo, I hate boots, and I love you, Keith, and I think you can stop him one time, see if he responds to you. Let's get it. Run time. Run time. He had his back turned to Manny. Y'all remember that? He had his back turned. His boxing, why was your back turned?
And wipe that damn smile off your face, Keith, when you get knocked down. This is serious business here.
Oh my God.
About, man.
Oh my God. That is hilarious, man. But yo, listen, the fight party about to start. Stormy, let them know how they can find you, brother.
Everybody can find me right on YouTube, man. Stormy B, man, is the channel. I shall return.
No diggity doubt. And listen, family, I'm starting another channel. It's going to be involving adult conversations and real life situations. It's going to be approached with class. We're going to embrace imperfections, strive towards excellence, lifelong journey. We're going to enjoy the ride, and we're going to learn from each other and have fun while doing so. But this is by popular demand. Apparently people like what I have to say. So I'm going to take that conversation to my new channel. Let me put this link in the chat. There you go. No content up yet. But there'll be content coming soon. So y'all go ahead and subscribe. And We're going to have a lot of fun. The panels on there is going to be crazy. You know what I mean? So much love and appreciation to everybody, man. Much love and appreciation to everybody. Let me check something real quick. Salute to salute to wait, hold on. Salute to D Smith in that Cash App. Much love and appreciation. He said for Boots is better switch hitter than Bud. Much love and appreciation. And who else we got here? That's my brother D. So salute to Ashanti in that Cash App. Much love and appreciation. Hey, girl. What's up? Salute to you. And who else we got in here? See, I gotta get better at this stuff. And salute to my brother Rax in that Cash App. Much love and appreciation, man. And who else I missed? I missed somebody. Salute to my brother Anthony Bolton in that super chat. He said, do y'all remember when Keith Thurman said, oh, Senator, my senator, in the post-fight interview? I was truly done with him after that. Oh, bro. Keith had so many pause moments. The only way he gets back in good graces with the boxing gods is to fight Boots. I'll give him credit just for getting in there. I'll give him credit just for getting in there, man. But goodness, man. Yo, salute to y'all, man. Salute to sir. I see you, brothers. I see you, brothers and your sisters. Yeah, but that new channel's gonna be lit. You know what I mean? We're gonna, boy. The topics I have for this new channel is gonna be something else, man. It's gonna be something special, man. I'm telling you, we're gonna have a lot of fun up there. I'm gonna have a oh, you did it already, Mark? All right, I'm gonna check it. It's gonna be a dope conversation. We're gonna keep it clean because due to YouTube guidelines and things of that nature. You already know what it is. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm still. What is this? Get out of here. What is this? Damn it. All right. Yeah, man. But we're gonna have a lot of fun, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun up there, man. What I was gonna say. Yeah, man. But Stormy, you put your link in the chat, right?
Yeah.
All of y'all should be subscribed to Stormy. But we're gonna have some fun, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun on that other channel, man. Only grown folk. Put the kids to bed. We're gonna keep it clean because YouTube. I'll just say that. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, Thomas, you're gonna be on that panel. A lot of grown folk talk, man. You know what I mean? A lot of stories, a lot of grown folk talk. Happy Halloween. Oh, let me share this story with y'all real quick. Something very special happened today. So, family and I, we go out to Governor's Island, right? Salute to Mr. Mechanical in that super chat. Much love. He said the Thurman Thomas line took me out, bro. No doubt, man. Hey, man. And what do you know about Thurman Thomas? How many times he fumbled that ball in the Super Bowl? Ooh, yikes. Anyway, much love, y'all. Much love, y'all. I'll see y'all Southern. Much love. So check it out. I go there, right? We're on Governor's Island, right? And they have those bikes where the family could all ride. Like it's like the four-wheel, like look like go cars, but you pedal, right? So this family rides by us, right? And there was like a split, like a walkway here. So we went to the right. So the wife and I was walking. We looked down. We saw a wallet. It was a fresh drop too. So look down, pick it up. All the credit cards was in there. No money, because it's try and keep from keeping paper money in your wallet. And this is why. I take out the driver's license and I look at the picture. First of all, on the driver's license, it said veteran. So this guy served in the armed forces, served our country. Now I looked and I said, babe, didn't they just like drive past us? And I looked and there they were. So I high stepped over there. Boom, 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 boom. My daughter right behind me. Boom, boom, boom. Ran up on him. I said, hey, bro. He said, yeah. I hear this accent. He's obviously not from New York. I said, this yours? And he looked down. He said, yeah. I said, bro, all the way back there. It was on the floor. on the ground. He said, "Oh man, thank you so much, man. You know, I'm only in town until Wednesday. Where you headed?" "I'm flying back to South Carolina." Do you know what you have to go through to get on a plane with no ID? All your credit cards and debit cards lost. You know what I mean? And all he's trying to do is have a good outing. He had his 2 baby girls with him and his wife. You see how the universe works? I was meant with the family. We were all meant to be there at that moment to see his wallet, to get it back to him at that moment. Nobody saw that but us. Had his 2 baby girls with him, man. I said, man, can you imagine this guy just trying to get home? You lose your wallet in New York, it's a wrap. You got to cancel all your cards. You got to pull all these strings. That'd effed up his whole trip, man. I felt so good doing that today. And I got a nice little sprint. He was about, what, 200 yards away? I was out. Whew. Got my workout. Salute to ATL, Unanimous Boxing, in that super chat. Much love. He said, salute Stormy B, man, for your wisdom and time. That's why I have this brother on the show. He evens me out. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Felt good doing that. Felt really good doing that. Now, what if we just did something else and we wasn't on Governor's Island? We was just somewhere else. That brother would have been like, oh, my God, I lost my damn wallet. And not everybody has the integrity that I have. You understand? You get what you put out. Now, I'm not looking for it, but that was a damn good deed. Makes me feel warm inside, but that's just me, man. DJ Zion Love, man, I appreciate you, man. So, with that being said, that's the show, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow with a vengeance. You know what I mean? It's all about boxing. And it's going to be about much more, man. This is the LDBC. We're expanding, man. We're doing a lot of great things. We're doing a lot of great things, man. Salute to everybody. Much love and appreciation to every last one of you, man. And y'all make sure y'all get on Keith Thurman's bumper, because that's the fight. Boots versus one time. Can we get a boot one time? Bronx on deck. See y'all tomorrow. Move!